Now at 6 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, new details emerge on the mass school shooting in Nashville. And in Houston, a man was killed on a highway after his vehicle stalled out and was hit from behind. Plus, UHV and VC sign an understanding to continue working together to provide the best higher education for the Crossroads.
We were cloudy all day and we had just a few little sprinkles here and there. No significant rain. That's okay. Tomorrow we start the big warming trend that'll go all the way to the weekend. I'll have that coming up.
And both the Victoria West boys and girls soccer teams are knocked out of the playoffs. We hear from their coaches in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Karina Garcia. Don Brubaker has the night off. We begin with the latest on the Nashville Christian Elementary School shooting, yet another school massacre that has shocked the nation. ABC News obtained a more detailed timeline on this massacre that left 3 children and 3 staff members dead on Monday. This comes as we all learn more about the shooter and the victims.
New details in America's latest mass shooting. ABC News obtaining an investigative breakdown of what happened minute by minute at the Covenant School in Nashville. At 9:53 Monday morning, security cameras capturing the shooter Audrey Hale entering the parking lot. A few moments later, Hale messaging a former basketball friend from middle school on Instagram.
The message reads, "I'm planning to die today."
At 10:10, Hale, armed with 2 assault-type guns and a 9mm pistol, breaking into the private Christian elementary school through a locked side door. 3 minutes later, police were alerted, releasing dramatic body camera footage of their response.
Kids are all locked down, but we have 2 kids that we don't know where they are.
They entered the building with the school sirens blaring, going door to door, clearing classrooms.
Sounds like it's upstairs.
Then realizing the shooter was in a second-floor common area.
Reloading!
Killing Hale, who police say once attended the school, though law enforcement officials have not identified a specific motive. Authorities say Hale was being treated for an emotional disorder, but was still able to legally purchase 7 guns. Nashville Police Chief John Drake on CNN.
The parents felt like she should not own any weapons. She did have 1 weapon that they encouraged her to sell, which she did. Law enforcement was never contacted.
House Democrats calling on Republicans to introduce bills banning assault weapons and requiring background checks, though Republicans say the main issue is the suspect's mental health, not guns.
It isn't the gun, it's the shooter that's the problem.
President Biden has once again renewed his calls for gun control and has expressed his frustration with congressional inaction. Rena Roy, ABC News, New York.
Tuesday afternoon around 2:30 p.m., 3 juveniles ran from the Victoria Police in the 1400 block of Melrose Avenue. Police believe one of the juveniles was reported missing. 1 got away, 1 was turned over to his parents, and 1 was taken to the Victoria County Juvenile Detention Center accused of evading arrest or detention. And we have an update from a story we brought you before. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office says 37-year-old John Paul Chavez turned himself in. Authorities say he was wanted, accused in several burglaries and thefts in Jackson County, Victoria County, and DeWitt County. And now let's take a look at your forecast. So here's First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Bettis.
Thank you very much, Karina. Well, we've had the clouds all day long, but the expected rain didn't quite make it up. That's okay. We'll learn and live. And tomorrow we start the warming trend. In fact, big, strong southeast winds have already picked up. We're up to about 30 miles an hour right now. How warm will it get as we get to the weekend? Well, I'll have that answer coming up in just a moment.
Mac, thank you. Mexican President Andrés Manuel López Obrador vows to bring justice for the 39 migrants who died in a fire late Monday night at a migrant holding center in the northern border city of Ciudad Juárez this week. Authorities say the fire was started by migrants setting ablaze mattresses as an act of protest when they discovered they would soon be deported. The fire killed mostly men from Guatemala and other Central American countries. A mother is heartbroken and her world is shattered after a crash on a Houston highway claimed the life of her only son.
Horrible. Horrible. Simply horrible.
That's how Erica Taylor describes the last 6 days without her only son, Darius. Recalling the moment her world shattered, she says a first responder called from this crash scene.
And I kept saying, "Where's my son?" And then he told me that there was a bad accident and Darius didn't survive.
One of the last things Darius did was record this video. Precinct 7 investigators say he was in the far right moving lane of traffic. You can see his hazards are on, and there's smoke coming from the hood. Investigators say a truck driver coming up an incline rear-ended him. They stayed at the scene and took a field sobriety test. They haven't been charged, but the investigation isn't over. Regardless of whether what happened was illegal, Taylor says it wasn't fair.
He's at home. He at home. My baby not. My son's at home.
Car problems that create broken families are common.
It's important to evaluate your specific situation and react accordingly.
Without knowing the specifics of this wreck, Josh Zuber with AAA says drivers dealing with the breakdown should put as much distance as possible between themselves and other cars.
And to drive your vehicle as far away out of traffic as you possibly can onto the shoulder. Try to note your location, such as mile marker, major intersection, or exit that you're near. Turn on your hazard signals and call for help.
It didn't come quickly enough in this case.
And it says, my sunshine, my guardian angel, watch over me and your sisters until we meet again.
Darius's family says he was a happy, peaceful person who loved to dance. And they will never forget his style or his smile.
But he meant the world to us. And we are really gonna miss him. Really gonna. This is a hard one.
Victoria's local colleges came together this afternoon to sign a partnership agreement to ensure student success. The VC Pirate and UHV Jaguar Jacks joined forces to symbolize the agreement between the two colleges. Presidents from both colleges signed a formal agreement between the schools that ensures students from VC can continue seamlessly transferring to UHV. But there's no one-size-fits-all, so VC and UHV want to accommodate any student no matter what their educational needs might be.
People naturally tend to think in terms of either Home Depot or Lowe's. But in our case, it's not either or, it's us. We're here with one common purpose, and that's to get students from wherever they are to wherever they need to be.
Ultimately, we know as a local community college that our students are going to have higher earnings if they continue their education. And with UHV as our strongest transfer partnership, we absolutely know that our students are going to have higher earnings if they continue that education to a bachelor's degree or a master's degree.
The agreement addresses the needs of students in the Crossroads and ensures they have the support services and academic advising to make a seamless transfer between VC and UHV. The previous agreement had expired, and this new one lasts for 5 years and can be updated as needed. Here are some of the top headlines you can read in the Port Lavaca Wave this week. A public hearing is scheduled on April 4th to either defund or abolish the Seadrift Police Department. And Iguana Fest returns April 1st, plus a third grade student at HJM Elementary took first place at the Future Chef District Competition. You can read these stories and more at the PortLavacaWave.com. Stay with us. Coming up on 25 News now at 6, a food truck owner in Houston shoots and kills a man trying to rob her of $40. Also ahead, the FDA approves the first over-the-counter treatment for overdoses.
Please tune in Sundays at 11 a.m. on KAVU Channel 25, Sudden Link Channel 4 to view the First Baptist Church weekly service.
News Center 25 at 6 and 10 is also heard on KVNN 1340 AM, Victoria's News Network.
Has been serving Texas families since 1935, and we're celebrating our 88th year with store-wide savings of 10 to 50%. Get no interest financing for up to 60 months, plus free delivery. Final days. It all ends Monday at Lax.
The stage is set, a Hollywood week like you've never seen before. Incredible. Sunday and Monday, the two-night event begins. Woo! Your favorite Idol legends return to mentor.
This is going to be fun.
And the performances, wow. But one hopeful leaves everyone stunned.
Does that mean that you have decided to leave the competition?
American Idol, new Sunday and Monday on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Chevy Silverado and new Silverado HD. Choose your own path with the #1 best-selling retail full-size pickup and see where it takes you. Find new roads. It's Chevy truck season. Get 0% financing plus make no monthly payments for 90 days on all Silverado 1500 pickups or get $2,750 total cash allowance on this Silverado with a turbo high output engine. Chevy drives Texas. Find new roads.
New findings show more than 43% of people who identified as Latino or Hispanic on the 2020 census didn't pick a listed race. That's because the agency says many Latinos today don't identify with the current race categories. The Census Bureau says about 8% skipped the question and the rest chose some other race. The government is reviewing those classifications for a possible revision next year. Also of note, these days fewer people are identifying with just one race. And let's go to Houston, where police say a food truck owner fatally shot a man in self-defense. This after an armed man was trying to rob her business Tuesday, but she fired first.
They open this because the mom knows how to cook, and they just trying to make an honest living. You know, everybody ain't trying to make an honest living. These are trying to make an honest living.
The Elite Eats food truck had only been open an hour today. Derek Howard, one of the owners, was on his way to help his mother and uncle who were manning the truck. Before he could get there, things turned deadly.
Did she keep a gun on her just out of fear that something like this might happen?
Correct. 9 days you have to. Look, that's how. It's bad.
Houston police say around 1 o'clock this afternoon, a 23-year-old man pulled up next to the truck on Main Street near Fondren. He asked Howard's mother and uncle what kind of food they served. When they told him, he pulled out a gun. Howard's uncle shut the window to the food truck. Police say the 23-year-old got out of his car, opened the window, put his gun inside and fired, but it jammed. Howard's mother pulled out a gun of her own and shot the robber.
Thank God, because she's a godly woman. That's why that gun jammed, because God jammed it. Because when she opened that window, he could have shot her, but it jammed.
The robber, only described as a 23-year-old man, died in the parking lot. Police called this a self-defense shooting. No one is in custody. Howard's mother was taken to the hospital because she had a panic attack. He says all of this was over only $40. That's all they had made today.
People need to get a job and stop trying to rob people, because some people are trying to make an honest living.
Authorities are still collecting evidence to present to the district attorney's office to determine if the owner will be charged. Today, for the first time, the Food and Drug Administration approved an over-the-counter version of Narcan, the overdose reversal drug. Before today's approval, the drug was only available by prescription, but many states created workarounds to get it directly from pharmacies, and the drug is also commonly found at community centers, health departments, and needle exchange programs. Narcan will be administered as a nasal spray. This comes after drug overdoses are the nation's leading cause of accidental deaths. The new wave of AI spawning platforms like ChatGPT could lead to automated jobs. In a report Sunday, Goldman Sachs economists predicted 18% of work globally would be or could be computerized. Economists believe the effects would be felt more deeply in advanced economies, with white-collar workers more at risk. The most affected jobs would be administrative workers and lawyers. The report noted technological innovation that initially displaces workers has historically also created employment growth over the long haul. And so this, of course, is going to bring us to your viewer poll this evening. Scan that QR code on your screen to vote right now. Do you think your job is safe from AI? Yes or no? We take a look at these results, and 77% say yes and 23% say no. We want to keep on hearing from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to participate, and we will of course have an update tonight at 10. Here are some of the top headlines you can read in the Cuero Record this week. Cuero High School one-act play advances to regionals, and William Bill Mathis and Emel Garza seek re-election for City Council as Brian Ladwig seeks election for one of the 2 at-large seats. Plus, the junior varsity Gobblers add 2 more wins in baseball. You can read these stories and more at DeWittCountyToday.com. Here's Mac.
Coming up, we'll be talking about the cloud cover, which will be hanging with us. There is still a chance of rain later tonight, but then the wind picks up as we start warming up. We'll have all your weather details coming up in just a moment. Stay tuned.
Taxes aren't fun. This is.
It sure is, Terry. It's the $50,000 tax season payday cash giveaway this Saturday, April 1st at Coshada Casino Resort with hourly cash drawings from 6 to 10 p.m. And then at 11, one lucky player will take home $20,000 in cash. Don't miss the $50,000 tax season payday cash giveaway this Saturday at Coshada, Louisiana's best bet.
You can enjoy endless entertainment and local news updates for free on our 17 over-the-air channels. Connect your TV antenna to your smart TV in 3 easy steps. Connect the coaxial cable from your antenna to the back of your TV. Select the menu button on your remote and navigate to the correct input of your antenna. Find the channel scan option and click it. Setting up your antenna will keep you entertained and informed with the latest weather updates and emergency information for free. Call or email for questions or more information. Stay connected and stay safe.
Every day we help kids navigate the realities of the world and make healthy, lifelong choices. Kids learn about alcohol, tobacco, and drugs in lots of ways, often from friends and siblings. While kids may hear lots of harmful information, parents do play a huge role in helping them make the right decision. Talking to your child, sitting down to a family meal at night just to discuss how their day went, or encouraging extracurricular activities can make all the difference.
CCA Texas and industry leaders have built the largest saltwater redfish, spotted sea trout, and southern flounder hatchery system in the world, releasing nearly 1 billion fingerlings into our Texas bays. Adult broodstock are spawned in tanks. Hundreds of thousands of fingerlings are raised in grow-out ponds and released into bays to ensure we have healthy populations for future generations. Join CCA today and help us make a difference.
Welcome to Bravo. You here for the big fiesta? Oh, yeah! We have a great selection of cars and trucks that make you want to dance!
Drive a 2023 Nissan Pathfinder for $275 a month.
Who are we? Bravo!
I love the young dude. He said, oh my God, I've been watching you since I was 6 years old!
Thursday, we're all new with Lunel.
Welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us. With all the cloud cover and the north wind this morning, we only got up to 72 degrees. By the time we get to tomorrow, we'll be back to the 80s, and we may even see some 90s by the time we get to the weekend. That compares to a little bit closer to our average high of 78, so we are beginning to turn the corner into springtime. Has it felt like springtime? I mean, we haven't done anything that's normal, have we? Anyway, the cloud deck was hanging tough all day long. We did get a few light sprinkles around the area, most of them along north of the city and toward the I-10 corridor. And you can see quite a bit of cloud deck still over us. That's why we still think there should be a few light showers overnight. By tomorrow, though, the southeast wind is going to kick in, and boy, it's going to get windy and warm for the next couple of days. Here's Doppler radar. You can see a much finer detail of the storms or the little showers that are occurring, but it hasn't been anything worth notes to speak of. Now, as we look out west, this is, well, this area in red is a red flag warning for fire danger. It's very dry over there. And this is a high wind advisory for much of the panhandle of Texas because the winds are going to be really getting strong as that storm comes out of the west coast. For us, we do have small craft advisories in the outer waters. So think about that if you're thinking going deep sea diving or deep sea fishing. Anyway, high pressure is over us now, but then low pressure is coming in. Now, if you can imagine a washing basin, a sink, where you unplug it and then everything sort of races down into the drain. Well, that's what's happening here. Everything is winding its way over to this area of low pressure, and it is an intense one. This is part of the one that came in over San Francisco today. You can see how it moves into the plains and everything starts flowing into that direction. So we're going to pick up a south wind, and it's going to be strong by the time we get to probably Thursday, Friday. We're looking at 25 to 35 mile-an-hour winds over the region. The frontal system will fall apart, so it's not much of anything, but you can see how it does pick up a little bit of rain ahead of it up in northeast Texas. As far as we're concerned, I don't think we're going to see much of anything, but we are going to see those gusty winds. And finally, as this washes out, it all blows back. Here's what I was talking about. This is California right here, Oregon, Washington State. Intense. I mean, this is the barometric pressure of a hurricane, but obviously it's not warm, it's cold, but it is producing all kinds of problems in the coastal areas of California. In San Francisco, they've got giant eucalyptus trees that are just falling over. The ground is so soggy, and with a 50 to 60 mile an hour wind, that's what's happening over there. For us, our winds are easterly right now. You can see how the temperatures out in the waters are in the low 70s and around 69. But as we get through into Wednesday, well, into Thursday rather, you're going to see a strong southeast wind kicking up, and you can see the temperatures start going up. In fact, as we get to Friday, we're going to have a strong southerly wind. It'll be rather breezy out there, southeast at 26, and temperatures getting back to the upper 70s, and even a few 80-degree temperatures around here. So we'll be about 82. Then that warm front gets us up to 88, and we'll be in the mid-80s and a few low 90s by the time we get to early next week. That's your 7-day forecast, and don't forget our QR code. Make sure you scan that, put your Crossroads Today on your phone screen, and you can take us wherever you want to go. Karina, back to you.
Mac, thank you. And now here's Sports Director Gina Perez.
Thanks, Karina. Both Victoria West soccer teams are knocked out of the playoffs, but we hear from the coaches after the break.
Hi, I'm Charlie Garcia.
And I'm Rico Garcia.
And we are USA Concrete Coatings.
If you're ready to upgrade your business, restaurant, garage, man cave, or porch, then you're ready for USA Concrete Coatings.
We'll have your floors looking flawless with our exclusive USA Concrete Coatings products. We'll ensure that your concrete coating is strong and durable. It's antimicrobial and comes with a lifetime warranty.
USA Concrete Coatings, from concrete to custom, in just one day.
Don't miss the 48th Annual Portland Windfest, March 31st through April 2nd. It's bigger and better this year with indoor vendors, arts and crafts, and food galore. Check out the carnival, car show, IBCA barbecue cook-off, cornhole tournaments, and the famous Speedy Weenies and the Dachshund races. Live music every night with rock and roll, country, featuring Coffee Anderson, Tejano, and Zydeco. It's all happening at the 48th Annual Portland Windfest, presented by Al Williford Chevrolet. Brought to you by the City of Portland and the Portland Chamber of Commerce.
The Victoria Television Group is proud to honor our veterans, and we need your entries. Each month, we'll acknowledge a new veteran to salute. To submit, go to the Military Hero page on CrossroadsToday.com and help us recognize the deserving servicemen and women in our community.
Right after the DWI, I lost my license, and I did 30 days in jail. I could have killed him because I decided to be reckless. I have a ton of regrets. I'm Katie. 5 years ago, I got a DWI, and I'm still paying for it every day.
At Crossroads, the Victoria West Warriors boys soccer team season is over, but they did break a curse and gain some valuable experience in the process. West could not get anything going offensively, and the defense could only hold the Cowboys for so long. The Warriors would allow 4 goals and could not put one in the back of the net themselves. West head coach Hazel Avila said he will be losing 6 seniors to graduation, but that's all part of the job.
I mean, we had a really resilient group. You know, it shows. First time in the playoffs in 10 years. We understood what kind of level we had to play at. And it's exciting because now we get to determine, you know, whether we're ready to step up for that for the next coming years.
Coach went on to say that experience is everything, and being able to finally break that drought of not making it to the playoffs is big, and lets the athletes on his team knows what it takes to make it to the next level. 6 seniors will be leaving the team, like I said, and Coach Avila is thankful for everything they have done for the team. Victoria West Lady Warriors soccer team played immediately after the boys and were hoping for a better result. This was a big defensive battle in the first half, with the Lady Warriors only giving up 1 goal, but that would not last. The Mustangs would catch a groove and go on to score 2 more goals, making it 3-0. The West Lady Warriors season is over, but head coach Courtney Stoltenberg said the girls have nothing to hang their heads about. Senior Cami Patek is one of the 5 seniors that will be graduating this season.
We have such a strong group. They really play such like a team, like a family. So I know that they're going to continue to encourage each other and get better over the year, but prepare for next season.
I'm really proud of my team and how well we've worked together over the season, and I'm proud of how far we've come together as a team, working together, building bonds, and having a great season.
Patek wants to be remembered for her positivity and encouragement to the underclassmen and tells them to keep moving forward. The St. Joseph Lady Flyers played the San Antonio Christian Lions, and the #1 ranked team in the state continues to dominate. The Lady Flyers did score 1 run in the first inning, but the Lionesses followed in suit and scored 1 as well. St. Joseph went on to score 2 more runs in the 3rd inning, and eventually the St. Joseph Flyers bats were just too much for San Antonio. The Lady Flyers would hit 2 home runs and go on to score 9 runs in the contest while allowing just 3. UHV softball team took on the #2 ranked Our Lady of the Lake University and could not come out with a victory. Shiner graduate Cameron Cowan pitched her 27th career complete game, making her 5th place all time at UHV. The Jags lost 2-0 and 3-2 in the doubleheader during their homecoming. Now they will prepare for another tough matchup against Texas A&M Texarkana, who is ranked #7 on Friday, and then another doubleheader on Saturday against LSU Alexandria. Well, that's your sports. Karina, back to you.
Gina, thank you. We're back in a moment. A driver outside Minneapolis tries to use a get-out-of-jail-free card from the board game Monopoly to try to joke his way out of trouble. We have that story straight ahead.
Kimberly and Angel lost their 10-year-old daughter, A-Marie, in the tragic Uvalde school shooting.
She'll never know I was trying so hard to get in there.
The friend who tried to save her.
She said they shot my best friend.
She said she was laying there, not breathing, so she hugged her.
While saving herself. She smeared blood on her to make it look like she had been shot. A Dr. Phil exclusive.
You hired the defendant, who was an attorney, and you disputed the bill with him.
A legal client complains years later.
You have a copy of your check?
It was 2 years ago. I haven't retained it.
That's why, if you think you have a dispute, you bring it in a timely fashion.
But right now, this lawyer's got a problem.
I never authorized him to go to court at all.
He says that you filed a complaint against him with the Bar Association.
Next, Judge Judy.
I love the young dude. He said, "Oh my God, I've been watching you since I was 6 years old."
Thursday, we're all new with Lunel.
Let's do it, Kelly! I am so excited about what's happening right now. From Dungeons & Dragons, Michelle Rodriguez and Sophia Lillis. I love both of your characters.
That whole scene was insane.
I have no idea how you pulled that off. There's another blockbuster coming soon, Fast and Furious.
You're gonna be left a little incomplete.
Movies don't end like this. Greatest teaser ever.
Anybody remember their dreams last night? Did you dream of being here with us?
Next live, Kira Sedgwick, and from Grey's Anatomy,
good morning, everyone.
Harry Shum Jr.
Now, Ryan, look, I'm going to tell you something, and this kind of thing happens to you all the time, but it doesn't happen to me because I work here.
I work here too, by the way.
No, I know, but
at least for a few more weeks.
Sunday, all eyes on the Trump case with rising tensions and fallout. Could he actually be indicted? How will this affect his plans for 2024? And the TikTok CEO front and center. Will Congress ban the controversial app? Plus the Powerhouse Roundtable Sunday on ABC's This Week.
A driver outside Minneapolis wasn't able to pass go and collect $200, as they say, when he gave this to a deputy during a traffic stop. It's a get-out-of-jail-free card from the board game Monopoly. The sheriff's office says the driver handed it to the deputy along with his license, but on Facebook, the sheriff's office said they gave the driver points for effort and humor, but they, quote, can't declare him a game winner. The post says, unfortunately, the state of Minnesota does not recognize this as a valid document. I mean, duh, look at that.
Duh.
So, funny story, I actually had one of these in my wallet as a joke. Yeah. Never had to use it or anything, but
you were planning the same thing?
I mean,
You were planning to give that to an officer.
It might work, you know. What's the harm? No harm, no foul, right?
You know, the attitude test is the first thing.
Yeah, that's right.
Are you being funny, son?
Like, what are you going to do when he asks to do that? Are you being funny?
I'd say yes. Let me get out of jail free, please.
Yes. And then he says, "This is a go to jail card for you."
Yeah.
Well, let's
You
drive.
win some, you lose some.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, let's drive away from this scene. And Mac, tell us about the weather.
You bet. We stay overcast, but we're going to start warming up. In fact, our overnight temperature is going to be, I think, even warmer than it was today. We're looking for a high tomorrow of 82 as the southeast winds kick back in. There is still a chance for some light rain overnight, but then by tomorrow, it's just warm and windy, and we get back into the mid 80s as we get on into the weekend.
That weekend looks like some beach weather, or some swimming weather.
Sure, absolutely.
Hang by the pool, do
have
something.
you cleaned out the pool? Have you?
Well, I don't have a pool myself at the apartment, but I hope they cleaned it.
Oh, but then hopefully all the pools need to get ready for it's that time.
I mean, you guys might be a fan of this weather, but personally, I get sticky, my hair gets frizzy. It's just not the fun time.
Yeah, being born and raised in Texas, I'm used to the heat.
Good old humidity will be
Bring it on.
Well, if you're from the Houston area, you should be able to deal with this.
I did, but you know what? I moved to Corpus where it's windy for a little bit that time, and then I can't adapt anymore.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
It is coming, that's for sure.
All right, remember, we're streaming 24/7 at Crossroads Today Plus, and we hope to see you back here tonight for 25 News Now at 10.